After President Obama returns from his 10-day vacation over in Martha's Vineyard, he will get ready for yet another major speech, this time on job creation. The president's plan comes as his approval rating on the economy hits a new low. 26%, 23% with independents approve of his handling of the economy. So based on the president's past speeches and his comments, is there any reason to believe President Obama's plans will work this time? And is the messaging correct? Our next guest is a professional speechwriter and communications expert, Wynton Hall. He joins us right now from Tallahassee. Wynton, how would you grade the president as of right now on his messaging and his speaking?
Oh, it's a D- right now, Brian. Absolutely. It's a disaster, and it's completely divorced from the reality of what people are feeling.
All right. So first, for example, we hash back to 2009. A couple of days into office, he said this.
In short, if we do not act boldly and swiftly, a bad situation could become dramatically worse. That is why I've proposed an American Recovery and Reinvestment Plan to immediately jumpstart job creation, as well as long-term economic growth.
And getting 53% of the vote, he got $787 billion and the wind in his sails. How did that go?
Brian, it was a complete disaster. He did get that $787 billion stimulus, and look what we got. We got a mountain of debt. We got a disaster in terms of jobs, and worse than that, I want you to really think about this. It's staggering. Every seventh person you pass today on the sidewalk relies on food stamps now. Every fifth man you pass in your car on the way to work is out of work, and worse than that, every fifth child inside of a classroom where your child goes to school is now living under the poverty line. There's real pain out there, and what he needs to understand is that a father had to get up this morning and explain to his daughter that he doesn't have to get ready for work anymore. This is really getting bad, and it's getting worse with his words.
Well, all right. Now look, go to Iowa. Just a couple of days ago, here was his message on the economy.
Yeah, the economy is not fully healed, but it's a lot better off than it was when I came into office.
And he's talking about private sector jobs. He says he created about 2 million of them, but people know 409,000 first-time unemployment claims, and they also know what happened to the market, lost 419 points.
That's right, Brian, and it's getting worse. You know, what the question's going to be is, which do you see more of? Hiring now signs or going out of business signs? And we know the answer, and that's why the president is in a tailspin right now.
All right, and finally, here's what he said on CBS when they said, hey, is this a good time to go on vacation? He had this one-on-one interview and then was asked about another recession.
I don't think we're in danger of another recession, but we are in danger of not having a recovery that's fast enough to deal with what is a genuine unemployment crisis for a whole lot of folks out there. And that's why we need to be doing more.
Well, he admits it's not perfect, but says we need to be doing more. So isn't that somewhat of a reality check?
Unfortunately for him, it's not, because 24 hours after he said that, Morgan Stanley came out and said we absolutely may be heading for a recession. And I'm going to tell you, Brian, if that happens, that clip you just showed is going to be the centerpiece for the Republican campaign in 2012 against him, saying his rhetoric and his reality just don't align.
Right. Well, it's tough when you're not really responsible for everything in the economy, but yet it's on your report card, and you still have to go out there every day. The message sometimes, I guess, could be finessed a little bit better.
You're absolutely right. And absolutely, the president is held accountable. The buck stops with him, and that's the way the voters see it.
Right. All right. Wynton Hall analyzing the president's messaging as he gets into what could be his last year in office. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Brian.
Coming up straight ahead at the top of the hour.